Am I the a-hole for leaving a fake positive pregnancy test in the bedroom to catch my husband's mom snooping?
I do love the title on this one.
Clearly the husband's believing the mom more than his own wife. That's not a good thing.
You're making the suspense just build up here. Let's see what we got here.
So I was in the bathroom when my girlfriend walked in on me.
Yes.
I realized that I do things a bit differently. I walked through the front door and I got back home. It's like, I honestly just had a guy try to pick me up and I'm like 8 months pregnant. Are you kidding me? Hello, everyone.
Hello. Welcome to Munch Corner. I am Omar, one of your hosts, but the most beautiful host is here. This is my wife, Savannah.
You're very sweet. Thank you. It is going to be a fun one today. We are just
surprises? Because I don't know what's going to be happening. Normally, I kind of know what the theme is going to be, and sometimes the titles.
Well, we decided this time around there's no theme. We're just going to smack a few things together and just enjoy some fun entertainment.
I like that. We're going to smack a few things together. Well, can we start off with our tea?
Let's start off with our tea, as usual.
So we have another one of our set of mugs. These have frogs and also have mushrooms.
We do. And I need to announce to everyone, if you're watching, our beautiful center plant on the table over here has finally sprouted his new leaf.
And we're very, very pleased with that.
Since getting this plant, it's only had 2 leaves.
So we think we have a success here now. So Munch Corner is an inspiration for the plant as well.
I'm very proud of this new leaf because, I mean, I've been watching this thing grow for a long time. And there's a few plants in this room that struggle to grow just because it's a very different part of the house. But he loves this spot, so we're very proud.
All right. Let's
tea
see.
time.
Tea time. So this is a concoction. Now let's see what Savannah thinks.
Oh, my goodness. That is sweet.
It's a little sweet. Yeah. I think that was unintentional.
Is that like a caramel pumpkin thing?
No.
It's an August tea, though.
It is not.
It is not?
Not an August tea.
Oh, it's not August tea, Savannah. I'm sucking at this.
So what you're tasting is one of our lovely teas that we love is the Ceylon tea. So it's Ceylon tea.
Ceylon?
Ceylon tea. But the reason it has that flavor is...
put a creamer in it.
I put in a pistachio creamer.
Oh, that's why it tastes so different.
Yes. And so I thought that might be
That's very sweet.
Yeah. So
How much did you put in? Like half the bottle?
No. So Savannah accuses me of having too much of a sweet tooth when it comes down to it.
It's so funny because Omar for the longest time would say, I don't have a sweet tooth. I don't have a sweet tooth. Yet the amount of sugar he has in his coffee with the syrups... and then honey in our teas is like,
okay,
that is sweet.
So who had all the ice cream last week?
Oh, please.
I didn't have one ice cream bar.
All right. We've been hitting 100 lately. I'm pregnant. And if I have a craving to have something nice and cold, do not blame the pregnant lady, okay?
We don't We don't. We don't blame the pregnant lady.
We don't bring you the pregnant lady.
However, it would have been nice to have had just even a little bite of that ice cream.
He makes it seem like he's not even going to get the ice cream. He'll be okay. I promise.
I think I'll survive.
It was coffee ice cream. The store has more.
Yes. So the thing I would do differently this next time, so we're always experimenting a little bit, is I would actually not have honey in it with the creamer. I think the creamer added enough sweetness.
You added honey with creamer?
Well, I didn't think the creamer was going to be that sweet.
Creamer's always sweet.
I thought it was going to be flavored more than anything else.
That is like a rule of thumb. Never add any sweetener with creamer. I'm sorry. It just makes it too much.
Rules have been laid down. Rules of thumbs have now been placed. And hopefully she enjoys this because this is kind of a fun special edition creamer that we found. It's like a coconut base with almond milk. So anyway, we are on to our stories.
I would never have guessed that was Ceylon. That pistachio creamer makes it taste so different.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
Would we do it again other than the extra sweetness?
Might.
Okay.
Might. We'll see next time.
Looks like I'm living on the edge, guys.
All right, let's get on with the stories.
It's this one.
Am I the a-hole for leaving a fake positive pregnancy test in the bedroom to catch my husband's mom snooping?
I do love the title on this one. Oh, that's
Oh,
perfect. So we have a little,
I don't like snoopers.
we have a prankster though. That's the fun part.
That's a good one. Yeah, I wonder
Yes.
what she's going to do with it.
Okay, let's hear this one.
My mother-in-law moved in with us a month ago. I began to notice my stuff in the bedroom being touched, furniture rearranged, stuff moved, etc.
This is not starting off well.
No, if it's not your home,
It's
don't
not your
do it.
home. I mean, I get the idea of having like a space for mother-in-law, but and that would be
Yeah,
her
you
space. But I don't think you move the rest of the house around. It's not her
No.
house.
I felt like I was going crazy because my husband is the only one who has access to the bedroom, and he doesn't usually touch nor come near my things. I figured it must be his mom walking in and snooping on my personal things. I told my husband, and he said his mom would never.
It always starts off that way. The I would never, and then it turns into, well, maybe it does happen.
I had a huge hunch, but couldn't install a cam in the bedroom to catch her in the act. Why not?
Yeah, I don't
would've
think I
been
would
fun.
do that, but
No, it's.
I know, but I get the idea that she wants to
At
try to
this
figure
point,
this
you
out.
do need to try to catch her out, though. So
Yes.
I got me one of those fake pregnancy tests
Oh, this is going to be good.
and threw it in the bedroom's trash can. Oh, the mother was even looking in the trash can? What are you trying
Well,
to
I
look
mean, I guess
for?
if you're snooping, you might as well just do it all the way, right? I mean, why would you avoid the trash can? That could be fun stuff to find.
Note,
Treasures.
the trash can was placed in a corner near the closet. Okay, literally the next day after I got to work, I got tons of calls and texts from my in-laws congratulating me for my pregnancy.
It worked.
Oh.
It worked. She, well, I wouldn't say pranked, but she set the trap. The trap sprung.
Yeah, but not only did she's snooping, but she's like already announcing it to everyone.
Well, that's great news. Other than what's
If
going
you're
to
going to
happen
be
next.
a snooper, be smart about it.
Well, the whole purpose of snooping is to share all this.
Oh my goodness. My husband came over to my workplace and was all worked up about it, asking me when I was pregnant and why didn't I tell him.
Well, that was probably the backfire part of what she did. Maybe something more benign should have been
her husband. Yeah, maybe she should have told her husband. I asked how he found out, and he said his mom found the positive test in the trash can in the bedroom. I asked if his answer just confirmed that she's been snooping in the bedroom all along.
Okay, now let's see what he says to this.
He had a realization.
Oh, yes. You know, this is the time where you wish that you could put like a little cartoon. You know how you have those where the question mark just shows up on top of your head? It's like, oh, ding, ding.
No, the
ding.
light bulb.
Well, okay. But first there was the question mark because
First it's a question mark, and then
my
the
mom
light
is
bulb.
snooping, and then ding.
Yeah. Realization moment, but demanded we stick to the bigger issue. No. That is the bigger issue.
Well, he didn't know that at the time because there was no other.
I said there was no bigger issue because the positive test was fake. And this whole thing was done to expose my mother-in-law snooping. He was not convinced.
You're not convinced of what? That she was fake, or not convinced that she was snooping?
You want me to finish it?
Yes, I'm kind of.
He had me take an actual test.
Oh my gosh!
Right in front of him.
Oh.
That's not funny. That's not okay.
No, it is funny.
No, that's not funny.
It's funny. It's a little bit funny.
If you had me take a pregnancy test because you didn't believe my words, I would not be very happy with you.
Well, so he's now torn between I would never snoop, mom, to I'm not going to lie to you, wife. And so he's trying to figure out the evidence for himself.
He was livid, asking how I could lie about such a thing and break his mom's heart. Since I know very well that she longs for kids. She longs for kids or she longs for grandkids? It's not going to be her kids.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we're seeing a little bit of
the
dynamic that's coming through. That dynamic is there.
I got a lot of shit about it.
Okay.
because of this from him, his mom and family now calling me a liar and manipulator.
Yeah, it kind of went out of control for her. I think if we had to say what would have been a
I'm a
better.
little bit concerned about, as a wife, if I go
Mhm.
up to my husband, whether it is about a family member, if it's the mother-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, if I have a concern because it's in my own home, we share the home, it's our home together.
I
You
like
and
the
I
way you
should be
say that.
able to talk about it, and you should be just as invested in my concerns as I would be in yours.
I
So there
agree.
should have been, maybe not necessarily, I don't believe you right away, but maybe it's like I have a hard time thinking she would do something like that, and that's not a
Yeah, I
projection
would say.
to his wife. He just in general has a hard time thinking his mother would do that, which is fine.
Yeah,
Gosh, it's becoming more hard for my belly to have a microphone above it. You know, it's just like
well, it's there to
our daughter is a little bit higher every time
yes.
we make one of these.
She keeps growing. I just
She
don't understand how that happened.
so, that would be me. That would be me.
Yes.
I
Well,
am
she's
helping
growing
her
too. Yeah,
grow.
yeah, of course you are.
Yes.
And I think having a little bit of the CLNT with the pistachio creamer is making her feel really good.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Because as Savannah has mentioned many times, she's referring to us and Aurelia, so our
Our
daughter.
daughter.
Yeah, so we are one, and so there's this all of a sudden now you have this symbiotic we. It's not our daughter and me; it is we, and it's a very different
Because
we.
we are connected.
We are connected exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we want when we feel we have a craving? Well, it's not we; it is we.
Okay, those of you who
Or
are not
not.
looking,
It's
it would be me and my daughter.
yes, exactly.
Yes. So no,
So
there should have been an openness to from the husband's side to be open to his wife trying to explain this to him, and you know she has a
yeah,
concern and it's valid. And so if you invite someone into your own home, and this is something I've learned over time with us having our home, there's a very big protectiveness, especially now when you have kids in the mix. They don't have kids, clearly,
right.
but there's a protectiveness of the safe space. And she
Well,
was not feeling safe, especially your own bedroom.
well, the safe space is actually to me more than the bedroom, honestly.
It is, but I mean, the bedroom is one of the most private places that you're going to be.
I agree, and
And then things shouldn't be moving, changing.
there's probably two aspects to this. Is how do I want to put this? Probably the first part is I honestly think, and for the audience, you may not agree, but honestly think if you have two women in a household that I would, and I'll say it of household age, that's the term that I use. That means that wife, mother-in-law, it wouldn't be daughter and mother because
You're talking about like a multifamily.
that's, yeah, I mean, so and in this case, we do have this. I mean,
Yes.
and it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's actually not it's actually a great thing if you have the space because it's hard to live with other people if you're not prepared
It depends
for
on
it.
the person.
Depends on the person if you're not prepared for it. But I think if you have two women that have a household, this is back to the fundamentals of how women look at households as nests, men look at them as like castles. You know, so it's a different perspective, and having somebody live in your castle is different than someone living in your nest. And I completely respect that idea. And for me, when I see a woman loving her home, then she's loving her nest, and that nest is a very strong sanctuary for many different reasons. So having another
It's a
person,
sacred place.
it's a sacred place, and so having another woman of household age come in to that, it changes the dynamics. And I think if you recognize that, that's not a bad thing. However, everyone has their space, and
It's gonna
so
create some
so
friction
the
in the house.
so the difference between the whole house being yours as your family's versus that house is no longer yours with your immediate family. And when I say immediate, I mean your kids. That's what I'm thinking about. But now you've turned this around where you've got now
Mother-in-law.
a mother-in-law. I mean, it could be a father-in-law. It could be an aunt.
In-laws
I mean,
in general.
but it's and again, I'll use the term, it's two women there. There's this idea that you're nesting. So for me, there are places in the house that, you know, for the most part, just where I am. It's not a man cave. I don't really believe in those, but the rest of the house is shared space. So if Savannah, for example, would like to change out the decor in a room, we actually do enjoy doing that together. However, the big thing part of it is that it is kind of setting up that space together. If we introduce, for example, my mom or her mom into the house at the same time, that space now has changed. So the only place that's really left as that sanctuary space is the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the bedroom is the one place that you may share a kitchen, you may share a living room, dining room, all kinds of other spaces, but not that room.
No,
that room just belongs to her, and it belongs to her
so
and her
there's
husband.
definitely the dynamic of having that extra energy in the house is clearly it's weighing in on the wife, I think.
And I think that's...
And there should have been a little bit more understanding from the husband's side, you know, to create...
Yes, I agree, but I would add one more thing to it. I think they should have talked about this. You know,
this is part of the entire thing that they should have done.
Well,
not just pushing it under the rug.
No, I don't mean in the sense of now that she's noticed that her mother-in-law is snooping. In other words, before it all happened, like what's going to happen in the house when mother-in-law would
this
move
is
in.
now
So
after
like
the fact. So
after
I mean,
the
you
fact
can't change it now. But the other thing is as well, I do think the wife should have let the husband in on what she was planning on doing to say, okay, you know, you don't seem to be believing me. Are you going to be okay if I then set up something like a fake pregnancy test? And then knowing from what my suspicions are that your mom is snooping around, we're going to see the results of this afterwards. It would have been wiser to let him in on it. Oh. I can understand there's a little bit of a betrayal, like, you didn't tell me.
I would have done it differently. She wanted to validate this for herself. And I completely agree with this because her husband, unfortunately, did not believe. Mm-hmm. And that's because he feels very strongly about his mom, and he would say, no, she would never do that. So he had already a closed mind because of the relationship he shared, not the relationship that his wife shared with his mother. So the only thing I would have done differently is I think she would have probably recognized the idea that the grandmother or the mother-in-law wants to be a grandmother. And so I don't know that I would have picked the pregnancy test. I would have still done it the way she did it. I would have done it without necessarily talking to her husband because he was already closed off. I wouldn't have picked a pregnancy test. I would have picked something else.
The underlying problem right now is the fact that clearly the husband's believing the mom more than his own wife. And that's not a good thing. If you've picked your person and your partner, you picked the life that you're going to have with them, you need to be open to, obviously, if your partner comes to you, unless they give you a reason not to believe them, you should be honestly listening to them and taking it to heart. And this is where he went wrong.
I think it's where he went wrong. She
felt alone, so she went and did it by herself.
Yeah.
The easiest thing was probably a pregnancy test in a trash can. And I mean, at the same time, it's like, why are you snooping in a trash can?
Well, I mean, I know
you're definitely looking for something.
The idea of snooping is going to be over a variety of different things. The hard part about this is, unfortunately, this is going to create a rift between the two people that shouldn't have it, you know, the husband and wife. I mean, the lessons learned here, I think, if I had to pick one, is just make sure that you have a very open conversation with your spouse if you're going to have an in-law live with you. And
you should have a very open conversation with your partner in general. You should be able to trust each other.
And there should be a conversation with the mother-in-law.
Oh, yeah, she's definitely not in the right.
No,
there should be a conversation had with her that is not okay. You do not go around walking in someone's house, especially a bedroom, which is meant for a man and a wife, and think it's your own space and you can do what you want.
Yeah, and then
of course, very disrespectful.
So I think there's a lot more that's going to have to come out of this one for them, but it's kind of an unfortunate, but I would have to say she is definitely not the a-hole for doing this.
No, I think she's not. I mean,
I think she needed to validate that she was not going crazy.
She did the best she could with what she thought she had to prove. And it is a very, very lonely feeling of feeling like, oh my gosh, I just confided in my husband or someone I trust so much. Now I'm at the other end of it where I need to prove something.
Yeah.
So she resorted to something where she honestly thought, well, this is the way I'm going to prove it, and this is the way it's going to be. And it backfired, unfortunately.
It backfired. And unfortunately, if this had not worked, I think it would have still left her with question marks. I mean, there's no silver lining to this other than the fact that she actually knows that it's true, and she wasn't going crazy.
The husband and wife have a lot of things to work on.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
All right.
All right.
Well,
what's our next one? You're smiling, so it's going to have to be a good one.
This one's going to take you back. It's 3 words. The title is 3 words.
Okay, hold on.
All right, everyone. He's taking a sip of tea because somehow this is going to change it.
It's going to prepare me. It's fortifying me for what's happening. The 3 words.
Ready?
Ready.
Wiping your ass.
Oh, God. Okay, for those of you who
have not
seen the episode where we had the emasculation thing in the relationship, we do it tongue in cheek.
We'll leave it in the description.
Yeah,
those of you, I think it was our first ever episode.
It might have been, yeah.
First or second episode, we had a story related to wiping your ass. It's probably one of the hardest reads we've had so far.
Yeah, I think Savannah cracked up, but it was a very interesting insight into a relationship and a struggle and a lot of other things.
And we won't go more into it. It's a fun episode, so watch it if you're that curious.
It's hilarious, yes.
It will be linked down below. You'll see it. Very short and sweet, but it's something that apparently needs to be spoken about. Depending on what side of the pond you are in.
Okay. So now we have a European American kind of thing. This is interesting. All right. You're making the suspense just build up here. Let's see what we got here.
So I was in the bathroom when my girlfriend walked in on me.
Yes.
I realized that I do things a bit differently. I stand up to wipe.
Okay.
She found it really strange and started teasing me about it. Now I'm wondering, is this really that unusual? Does anyone else wipe standing up, or am I the odd one out here?
Okay.
So
let's start.
Let me just clarify.
Okay. It's a serious question. I can understand this now.
I do this sitting down. not that we have to let everyone know. But I can kind of imagine... I'm sorry, I'm throwing you under the bus here.
Okay, oh gosh. Hold on. More tea.
If I walked into the bathroom, for whatever reason, while you're busy in the restroom, and you're standing up to wipe, I think I'd be a little bit concerned, considering I do it sitting down.
All right, so
we're going to be very personal over here, okay?
So it's okay.
You're
it's
in a safe place.
Everyone's in a safe place. So let me start off with one thing that I will tell you in all of our travels, and looking at how essentially bathrooms are set up in the world, right? So I've lived in places where the bathrooms are
you going
dismal.
to make a confession right now?
No.
Okay, I want to see where this is going.
Okay, you really want to go down this path? Okay, I'll do it. So I've lived in a place where the bathroom was a hole in the floor, in the ground.
Okay.
And that's not uncommon in some places.
The toilets.
I don't use the word toilet because you're squatting over a hole. So I don't know if I call it a toilet. Toilet is actually a physical object to me.
All right.
So there's that range, and that was really in a third world nation. So this is not knocking anything, but the reality is we might very much be used to.
So then
bathrooms.
At that point you're standing and wiping.
Yeah, you absolutely are.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
But you are now looking at how bathrooms are set up across the world, and culturally they are very different places, right? So if you look at Europe, so let's get across the pond kind of concept, bathrooms in Europe are not the same view that they are in the United States. Oftentimes bathrooms are considered like a spa-like sanctuary space,
in the US.
particularly in a master bedroom. So that's what I'm referring to.
Yes, so it's like you get
Not
this ensuite bathroom, and you have, and this is something that I definitely wasn't used to, but your toilet is separated from the rest of the bathroom, meaning you have a door that you can close so that you can sit on the toilet, open it up, and then go wash your hands.
yes. So
Which is not the same concept in Europe.
right. So there's a sense of privacy that you have for that part of the use of the bathroom, right? I mean, so
Because I mean, if your partner or
so
someone else is in the bathroom showering, washing their hands, you're not there still sitting on the toilet
correct,
using it.
yes, yeah. Or if two people are using the master bath, and let's say Savannah's brushing her teeth, I'm not sitting on the toilet exactly, yeah, doing anything, right? So, so I've noticed. So this is us, okay. We obviously share very much personal space because we're married and we're very comfortable with one another and everything else. And it's not like we have this prudishness about us.
No.
However, if we are in Europe, I will tell you, and even if we stay at a really nice place, like some very nice hotels or Airbnbs, we've had all kinds of combinations. If she is into the bathroom, other than for like a shower or something like that, but she's literally, I'm going to go use the restroom. I'm not like going in there with her. It's not like I will say, oh, okay, no problem. And she's there on the toilet and I'm going to go brush my teeth. It's basically that room becomes a full room that you're left alone in.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're done, and she comes out, then I go back in there.
It's funny because then if before Omar and I obviously got married, that I would think about, why would you be in the bathroom with me, period? And then you live with someone and it makes sense that, no, you might have someone that's getting ready for the day or brushing their teeth, that they're going to be in the bathroom. And then naturally, if someone is busy on the toilet, it's not like you necessarily want to keep them company.
No. And
it's not to do with this thing of, oh, I'm going to look away, but it's a privacy thing.
It's a privacy thing. And I think, if anything, you would say you're at maybe your most vulnerable if you want to, if you're sitting on the toilet. But whatever it is, there's this sense that you're keeping a sense of separation. That's how I think Savannah and I both feel.
So what do you think?
Well, standing up
to wipe.
Yeah. I don't think there's any right or wrong way. You brought up a good point and made me kind of think, is it a man or a woman thing, right? And I honestly have no basis for this other than myself, but I think to me, it is also a little bit a matter of space. So if you're sitting in a bathroom and you're reaching for something, and it's toilet paper, right?
This is very educational. I hope everyone is getting some insight into this.
I think
Gosh, it sounds like we're making going to the bathroom so complicated.
It is not complicated at all. It's very easy. I mean, so put it this way. Everyone's got their own habits. I tend to think, now that I'm thinking about it, probably men stand up more. I'm going to generalize a little bit here, but I don't really know.
Okay.
And I think women probably don't. And it might be simply because of the way we are physically. So that's about it. What sort of struck me about this conversation is it's not so much what he's doing, but it's the fact that she's teasing him about it.
She shouldn't be teasing him.
She should not be teasing him about it.
I think you need to be open to the fact that not everyone does things the same way. Now, like I said to you, I'd be a little bit concerned or find it strange if I walked into the bathroom and Omar was standing up and it's like, let's talk about this. I'm curious. Why do you stand up?
You would really want to have a conversation.
I would. If you were comfortable enough. It's like, okay, so why is it that you stand up? I'm curious. But it's not about making fun of you. It's simply about, okay, I've been raised where, although it's like, I can't even remember when I was potty trained, but point is, I've always sat down.
I don't think most of us remember the potty training part.
So it's going to be the case of, wow, it's a curiosity, but she shouldn't be teasing him about it.
No,
he's in such a horrible corner now because you are in the restroom where you feel like it's a safe place to do what you need to do.
Yes.
Without a thought in your mind.
Right.
And you're not expecting someone to walk in and have this huge shock on how you're doing your normal daily things. So I think it's very unfair that she's been teasing him.
Well,
He's not doing it wrong.
No,
He's doing it differently, but this takes us back to a comment someone made.
Okay, well, and I'll throw one more at the back end here from a different perspective. Just so this is coming from the other side of me. So I do work in construction sites, but if anyone's been in a porta potty before, you are not sitting and wiping there. You are always going to stand up. If you can avoid
you're always
this.
Squatting.
Yes.
I hate public restrooms so much, and it's coming to the United States. From South Africa to the United States, and obviously having traveled in Europe, I've seen different types of restrooms in restaurants and things like that. And in the US, it's very common to have a seat cover.
Yeah.
So
right.
At one use, single use, you pull it, they normally leave it above the seat. That was so unusual for me. So coming over here where I could take my own little seat, now I still wipe the seat that you're sitting on and then put the cover on. But that felt like, oh my gosh, this feels like a bit of a luxury, because in South Africa,
you don't have that.
The only thing you have is you need to wipe the existing seat that you're going to be sitting on.
And frankly,
so what I do,
yes,
I squat. I would never completely sit my butt down on a seat. Whether it were, and oftentimes it was, most of the time, yeah, basically, just to go pee. I would literally squat, and, even being pregnant, in France, if we were in a restaurant and I needed the restroom, they don't do seat covers over there.
No, I wanted to point that out. So, I mean,
there were some bathrooms that are...
Yeah, people don't always take care of their bathrooms, even in a country where you would think that that's a little more of a priority, because it's just
because in general they're clean, but yeah, there's been some restrooms and it's horrible. And 20 weeks pregnant at the time in France, you bet I'm going to squat. Right. I am not putting my butt down on that.
But it's just to say that the world is very different. I mean, obviously everyone's got different hygiene habits. I mean, as much as I've lived overseas, I still prefer the U.S. kind of methodology.
I do think.
So I like that too. But I mean, this is again, part of the idea is like what happens for, let's say, a man that's on a construction site, because that's mostly men, not that there aren't women there, but and you're going to be in this position exactly where you are not going to have as much contact as possible with a porta potty, right? And so it sort of carries through a lot of different scenarios. But anyway, I'm curious about the
comments. So there are two camps: those that stand and those that don't.
You know what?
Neither camp.
I believe that there's not an in between.
What else could there be?
There's nothing. Either you're standing or not.
Okay. Neither camp is generally aware the other exists until this kind of thing happens.
Until now. So now.
Until now. We're discussing the undiscussed right now.
The camps.
The camps. How we go to the bathroom camp. Uh-huh. All right. Anyway, I think she should have been nicer about it. But yes, it's okay. You can do things differently. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means that someone else might find it very interesting or shocking.
Right. And all applauses to him, considering our last story on this. Thank you very much for taking that hygienic step.
Yes. If you needed more of a teaser to go watch that other episode, you have it right now.
That was a very interesting one. I would not have expected that, but it is a very interesting question that I don't think and you're right, there are two camps.
I will be very surprised if there is ever a story that we're going to cover that I have such a hard time watching myself read.
Yes, I would
Because
agree.
that is a hard watch. To watch myself back on that episode is a tough one for me.
It's hilarious. What do you mean?
No.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Next one, everyone.
All right.
Would I be the a-hole if I told my best friend she cannot bring her new boyfriend around my kids anymore?
Okay. This has some complexity to it. It's going to be interesting. Okay.
I'm a 29-year-old woman, and I have been best friends with Maya since we were teenagers.
I wonder if that's a fictitious name.
Most of the time it is. Yeah. No one's going to use real names. She has been in my life for over a decade, and I honestly consider her family. She has always been Auntie Maya to my kids and has been there for me through a lot. Things started to change a few months ago when she began dating a new guy. At first, I was happy for her because she has not had the easiest track record with relationships. I wanted to believe this time would be different. But every time she brings him over, I feel less comfortable having him in my home around my children.
I wonder what's the cause for that.
I think we're going to find out.
But she definitely has an intuition. And so I'm going to throw this out there. Women have the most beautiful intuition, but they need to trust it. Men have what you probably call a gut instinct, but it's the same kind of concept. If you're sensing something, trust in it. So let's see what she has.
He curses constantly, even when my 6-year-old and 3-year-old are sitting right there.
Oh.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
No, there should be consideration if you're around. I would honestly say women and kids. If you're around women and kids, be a little more conscious about what comes out of your mouth.
Agreed.
Because I do not like when people swear or curse, however you want to call it. I just find it very unnecessary, if I can put it that way. You know, because we curse and swear in situations where we feel like it's necessary to get a point across. And for me, there's places where I think people just use it because they can.
Well, they use it as an emphasis.
That's what I'm saying, to get a point across.
No, but I'm just saying certain people like to use it as an emphasis in everyday language.
Yeah, so. I'm not a fan. So as a mother, if someone was even cursing around my 1-year-old where my 1-year-old won't understand,
I would agree.
I'm taking my kid out of that situation. He makes crude jokes that are completely inappropriate around kids. Okay.
This is not
cool.
Not going well.
One time he made a comment about how my daughter would break hearts when she's older, and it made my skin crawl. I did not feel... It didn't feel like a harmless joke. It just felt wrong. He also drinks a lot. Not just a casual drink here and there, but several drinks in one sitting to the point where he gets loud and sloppy. Last week during dinner, he stumbled and knocked over a lamp in my living room. Instead of apologizing or helping clean up, he laughed like it was a big joke. My husband and I were both stunned. I tried to talk to Maya privately about it. I told her I was uncomfortable with his behavior and that I do not think it was appropriate around my children. She brushed it off and said I was being judgmental. According to her, she has a good heart and people just need to get to know him. But I have already seen more than enough and I do not want my kids exposed to this type of behavior. I love Maya and I do not want to lose our friendship. She means a lot to me and I know she's been happy with this guy. But I also feel strongly that my first responsibility is to my kids. I'm with you on that one. They deserve a safe and respectful environment. Right now, I do not feel like I can provide that if this man is in my house. So would I be the a-hole if I told my best friend that she's always welcome in my home, but her boyfriend is not allowed around my kids anymore?
She is absolutely in the right.
Yeah.
Her family comes first. Her kids come first.
She's not telling her best friend to break up with him. She's not telling her, you may or may not date this guy. She's simply saying, I feel uncomfortable with this man in my house. My responsibility is to my kids. So I do not want him in my house anymore.
The tough part with this is, I'm going to sort of poll the audience a little bit, but I would say we've all met somebody like this person.
We have.
And there's so many of them out there, and it doesn't really matter where in the world, they're everywhere. The tough part about this is if you appreciate that kind of humor, all power to you. It isn't something that I think a lot of parents really like. His crudeness is a very base form of humor that
it's not uncommon.
It's not uncommon,
but I
either.
definitely don't like crude humor, so therefore I separate myself from it.
So what I'm kind of reading into this is, so this guy, I think if you make crude comments in general, you swear a lot because that's the way you want to create emphasis, and you drink a lot. Everything else in commentary, like, your daughter's going to be a heartbreaker, later on. tends to have an
It pulls you in the wrong direction.
Yeah, it puts an overtone in it that I would never want to see around our daughter. I mean, I would want her to be surrounded by great men that would respect her and protect her and watch over her. I would not want her to be surrounded by somebody who would be even in the least bit predatory, which is how I'll use the term. I know it might be a little more of extreme for this case, but I think that's the sense that she's feeling. And I think she's right to sort of believe this sense.
Put it this way. I walked into the gas station the other day to go into the store to get something. That was a
weird one. Yeah, do share that experience.
No, which one are you thinking of?
I was thinking of the person who walked up to you and started
trying to have a
conversation
not that
with
one.
you.
That's a weird story. But now you're gonna make me have to tell that one too, which I will. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. Yes. That was the grocery store.
Oh, okay, grocery store.
Either which way, I went into the gas station, cashier. I have my son on my hip. He's 1 year old. It's a normal hot summer California's day, and pay for what I need to pay for. And he goes and the cashier, it's a man, he says, oh, he's such a handsome little boy. And he's like, he's got your eyes. It's like, thank you. That's an innocent comment with no crudeness or inappropriateness attached to it. It is simply a nice comment. He's a handsome little boy. We both have blue eyes. He's a little bit darker than mine. But you have no strange behavior to add to it to say, it's not like you tried touching my son and then made the comment. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if you're now looking at a mom in her own home with a man that is very crude, which I've been around my fair share of crude people, and I don't like it at all, that if there is a crude joke combined with a very inappropriate behavior, it's going to rub you the wrong way. Now, as a mom, you most definitely are going to remove your children from that situation or pluck the problem out of the situation because you need to now put your kids first. Now, the other situation that Omar is referring to is...
Because this is a weird story.
This is a weird one. It's not really... It's inappropriate, put it that way.
Oh, no, definitely, yeah.
I went to the grocery store. I didn't have my son with me. I was picking up a few things. I was literally in the cereal aisle. I wasn't even... Yeah, it was just weird. Okay.
Well, I'm glad you clarified it was a cereal aisle.
I am minding my own business. I'm looking to scope out a new cereal that I want to try out.
She's on a cereal kick, by the way.
I am, but let's tell everyone. Who loves cereal for dessert at night?
I don't know.
Isn't that like the best thing ever? Cold milk and something crunchy. Sweet. It's really good. That's where we are right now in the pregnancy. Point is, I'm looking at cereals. I'm obviously looking at the ingredients. And this guy walks up to me. He's got a basket in his hand. He's a few years older than me. You can see he's a few years older than me. And he's like, oh, hi. I remember we spoke last time. And I'm completely shot with the blank. And I'm looking at this guy. We did. I'm not trying to hide my confusion. It's like, we did. Okay, I don't know what we spoke about. He's like, yeah, except, and then he glances at my belly because I'm very pregnant, except you weren't pregnant last time. Okay. Yes, I am pregnant. Okay.
Stating the obvious.
That's how exciting, right? It's like he's trying to get a response from me. It's like, it's exciting, right? It's like, yes, it's really exciting. It's my second child.
This is the moment where he's tongue-tied and he is trying to fill him with words.
He's like,
it's nice weather out there, right? How are those Dodgers doing?
One. It's a second one. And I said, yes, I'm very excited. He's like, oh, very. And then he starts repeating himself. Very exciting.
Again, ran out of words.
And it's like, yes, I am very excited. Thank you. And he's like, well, okay then. Like he's waiting, like he was waiting for me to tell him like, no, I'm not excited or whatever the case is. Whatever pickup line he thought he was going to be using to try and reel in a pregnant woman at a grocery store. I mean,
I was going to say.
Who would know? I don't know if you think we are vulnerable or weak, but that is just weird. Don't do that. That was weird. That's what the situation Omar was referring to. Because I walked through the front door and I got back home. It's like, I honestly just had a guy try pick me up and I'm like 8 months pregnant. Are you kidding me? It's just ridiculous, the world out there. Point is, if there is crudeness and inappropriate behavior tied to it, and it's not just simply a person's personality and you should kind of brush it off, it doesn't change the fact that I don't like being around crude jokes. So therefore, I'm not going to put myself there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But if it is now tied to inappropriate behavior, which I will say in experience, it has led to actions that you do not want to have around. And if you start seeing that, protect your kids. Do what you need to do to get yourself out of there, because like she said, he drinks alcohol quite a bit as well. And I have been in an experience where there was a crude joke and then the inappropriate behavior led to a situation where I had to get myself out of there. So it is completely up to you with your intuition, your instinct. If you're feeling it in your core, this guy needs to be gone, get him out of there.
So I think, in all, she's made the right choice. She's not, there's no
I don't think she's been unfair at all.
She's not been unfair at all. I would like to leave her with a little piece of maybe hope in this one. She connected with her friend for a reason. So she and her friend have a strong bond. 10 years is a long time for a friendship. Even longer if you know somebody, even longer, and you're able to have that friendship for that time. So they become family. They are your people. She made the comment early in the story that her friend had not been with
good relationship stories.
Yes,
relationship,
and she hadn't been in one in a while. And I realized that we all have kind of a longing for that connection, and so I would never fault anybody for seeking it out. But I think if someone has felt a bit alone for a while, and they meet somebody, you would overlook something, and you meet somebody who gives you attention, you might create with them something that isn't really there.
Rose-colored glasses.
It's the rose-colored glasses concept. So the reason this is a piece of hope is I think she needs to do what she did, the boundary component, leaves the door open for her friend to come back and spend time. And she's going to have to allow her friend to go through her journey on this one. And that journey, I'm going to say, is probably not going to end well for these two together. And the reason I'm predicting it that way is if she is similar enough to her best friend, and her best friend would not tolerate behavior like that, then I think Maya, the person that they had there, would in turn wake up and I start realizing that this person's not right for her.
It is going to be a tough journey for her.
And it's going to be a tough journey.
Through.
However, I think at that time, she will still have her best friend. And she'll be there and they'll still connect, even if something goes through this kind of a journey over time.
That is the thing about if you have a relationship with someone in your life that if they're meant to stay, you guys might disconnect a little bit depending on what the one person is going through. So say now she's going to go through a rough patch in this relationship with this boyfriend, that you guys might disconnect a little bit. Because you have created this barrier where your best friend of 10 years cannot bring her boyfriend around to someone that's very much like a family member. There will be a separation. She'll go through what she needs to go through with discovering this, however way she does, and then they will find their way back to each other.
I think they will.
So I strongly believe that just because you're having a tough time with something with someone or something happens, it's not to say that they need to be cut out of your life. It just means you're on your own journey going through something that you probably don't need to go through with the person right next to you. But it does not mean you guys are not going to meet again and continue this journey when you're both ready.
I think so. But she is making the right decision to protect her kids. We would do the same thing. I mean, without even thinking twice about it, it's not even a debate. So it's a tough one, but think of it this way: always know that your you're sharing a journey with somebody for a while. You may do it several times in a lifetime. But what's really, I think, kind of critical here is just understanding that they have to go through a path on their own too, even if you're not necessarily next to them as much as you might want to be. So I'm glad
She's keeping her door ajar.
And I think that's the idea, is that they're going to reconnect. So I have every confidence that they will. May not be for a little bit. It might take, it might just be months for them to kind of reconnect and refigure things out. But I'm glad they're going to be there for each other.
Yeah, too. So there's a chance for there to be a bit of a happy ending.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bit of a tough spot to be.
Yeah.
All right, we have our last story for everyone.
Okay.
And it's actually funny that we've been talking about cereal because
okay.
because this is about cereal.
All right, I like this. This is going to be fun.
All right, everyone. My boyfriend thinks I'm a monster for how I eat cereal.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Are we going to tell everyone?
About the monster cereal?
The cereal monster sitting in this room right now? Looking at me like he's all innocent.
I'm all innocent. So the confession I'll make for everybody to understand is, so I have not for the longest time had cereal. I just don't. And a lot of times when I grew up, my mom used to give us, we'd go after, of course, the worst cereal you could have, like Count Chocula or Frankenberry or whatever this. These are the cereals that we didn't want the good cereals because they were tasteless. We wanted the ones with sugar, and so we went through a long phase of like being able to have some cereals and not others. And as my palate grew, the Frankenberries of the world and the Count Choculas disappeared, and it was replaced by better cereals. And then over a period of time, I just stopped having cereal altogether. Mm-hmm. And so I just wouldn't have it. It would just be a very rare occasion to like have cereal. And if it was more like a granola-like cereal. That would be an occasional thing. And then just for other people, different topic altogether, I do a lot of intermittent fasting in general. So I don't normally have breakfast anyway. And so cereal has always been a breakfast thing for me. So now the cereal monster, that would be me. So confession.
Oh, look at that, everyone. The confession comes right out. The confession
is because I would at times, and I exaggerate this because I love teasing.
He's saying would like it's past tense. Does. It's present day.
It's present tense. Okay, so it is present tense. So if Savannah has a bowl of cereal because she does enjoy cereal, and it's not whatever cereal it is, it doesn't really matter to me.
I'm not sitting down at a table and eating my cereal. I'm either leaving the bowl on the kitchen counter and quickly needing to do something.
Right. So
or turning away because, I'm a mom now as well. So
I will swing by the bowl of cereal. And
swing by like it's so freaking casual. He'll hear the glass of the bowl hit the granite counter and bolt and wait for me to look away.
I'm not bolting because I'm more stealthy than that. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm waiting for her.
He's snooping. He's spying on my bowl.
I'm not spying on her bowl. I just recognize that she's doing something else and the bowl is present and available and an opportunity.
Okay.
And so it tastes really good to take a bite of her cereal. This is the cereal monster part of me. It isn't because it's what's in the cereal or anything else. It's because it's her bowl. And so
you know what he does? It's so annoying in the moment.
Tell me.
He will put the bowl back down.
Yes.
I will turn back and see he's by the bowl and he'd be turned around crunching.
Okay, so
because him turning away and crunching the evidence in his mouth is any less of like, I see the blood on your hands than it is if you just looked at me and chewed the food that you just stole.
Okay, so the other part to this equation is I love teasing her. And so this is a way of teasing her even more. So I exaggerate the crunch just for that reason. So now cereal has entered back into our lives.
So now when I have a bowl of cereal and I've offered if he wants, or he's currently busy, so I don't offer, or he's not in the situation where I can offer. If I make a bowl of cereal, I will look at him and say, am I going to have to account for someone else eating my cereal?
Yes, she does say that.
And he's like, no, why would I ever? So it's like, okay, fine. I'm just going to put extra in because, I want to make sure I get enough cereal, but I'm accounting for him stealing several bites. And his bites are huge. I mean,
Look,
Okay,
it's,
there's a rule of thumb over here.
it's a teaspoon.
There
I can't do
needs
anything more.
no, it's not a teaspoon. There should be a good amount of milk with a decent amount of cereal.
It's a formula.
You cannot exactly. You cannot have 80% cereal and 20% milk. This one over here will go in.
Noticed how I just got denigrated to this one.
So he will go and scoop the biggest heaped spoon you've ever seen in your entire life of cereal.
Still a teaspoon.
And along with it, get all the milk laid out on the bottom and just waffle it down. And that was 2-3 bites for me. That was my 2-3 bites that he just went and had in one go.
I had one normal bite for me, and she has very delicate
No,
little
that
bites.
is that hen's monster. Let's get to the story, everyone. All right, folks, I need to know.
Okay.
I was having breakfast with my boyfriend the other day, and I poured my milk into the bowl before my cereal.
Yeah, okay. So the cereal's going to float.
He stopped mid-bite and just stared at me.
Okay.
He said I was a menace to society.
Well, it sounds like you right now, doesn't it? When you make comments about me being a
And
cereal
that
monster.
no one does that. Now I'm wondering, is he right? Am I a complete weirdo for putting the milk in first? I'm just here to learn something.
Oh, I love this one. This is hilarious. Oh my gosh. And it's funny that she would do it this way. And the only reason I think of it this way, not because I think she's weird or anything like that, it's because I actually like coating the cereal with the milk.
Can I tell you what I do?
What?
If I've taken out the milk before I've taken out the cereal.
Oh, it's just the order in which you take it out?
Yeah, but listen, no, it's not.
Oh.
I always put my cereal first. This isn't unusual for me. But if I've taken out the milk before the cereal, I'll go out of my way to the other side of the kitchen, get the cereal, and then make sure I open up the cereal first, and then I only open up the milk. So there is this mentality of I need to open the box of cereal first before I can do anything with the milk.
It's a ritual for you.
So it is very much. So I can see why.
It's a ritual.
But you can still coat you can still mix up your cereal and your milk even if you put the milk first.
So for her, it's a ritual.
Okay.
So she wants to see the amount of milk she has.
Yes, okay.
And then she's going to add the layer of cereal, which will float for the most part until it gets at least mixed in. And then her ritual is to use her spoon to mix them together to get what she wants.
Right. So you see, my ritual is I want to see the amount of cereal I'm having, and then I'm going to coat it with the right amount of milk.
Yeah. And so I'm similar
She's
to you.
not a menace to society.
She's not a menace to society. She is actually hilarious in her little habit. And it's funny that they have this dynamic, but I think it's actually very cute that they both kind of go back and forth on how to have cereal.
Do we want to hear what this person said?
Yeah.
It's a pretty funny comment. A fair number of people do this. It's really not that rare. However, we should be rounding them all up and sending them to re-education camps. Oh my goodness. When we find out that people have a completely different way of doing things from us, it just can blow our minds.
No, but the cereal is actually a funny thing for us. I mean, we've started enjoying it it's almost like the end of the day thing. And I know cereal's supposed to be like the first thing of the day, but we actually started enjoying it after we've had a nice meal because it's refreshing.
Especially because
crunchy.
it's so hot now.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know that we're going to do it that much in winter.
Probably
just because we might probably rather just want maybe a cup of hot tea or something.
So Savannah teases me about the amount of tea that we have, but you should see the plethora of cereal choices she has that she picks out.
But put it this way.
Yeah, let's hear
We're
let's hear
in
it.
our...
Yes. Where are we? Tell me.
Discovering of cereal phase right now.
Right.
So
yes.
we're in the beginning stages of...
Discovery.
Taste testing. Okay.
Yeah, taste testing.
You cannot go buy a mini little box of cereal. You have to buy the entire box. So what happens is Savannah goes and
You've
finds.
just talked yourself in third person.
That is right. Savannah go and finds different cereals, and I'm very picky about the oils that they put in and stuff like that. So I very much lean towards the coconut oils that they do.
It's just picking a more natural cereal. That's what
More
she's looking
natural,
for.
but there's still several options out there. And my favorite lately has been like the protein cereals. So instead of just getting a wound of sugar, you're getting some good protein in. And
my preference is the Panda Puffs with the.
Yes, so I'm getting to that. And he tries this one cereal and he refuses to eat anything else but that one.
I don't refuse.
So I got out of my way to scout out all these different, you've got honey, you've got maple pecan, you have peanut butter. I mean, you have a nut butter. I mean, you have a whole array.
I know, but let's ask ourselves this question here.
To have variety.
I know, but you...
And he goes for the same box every single time. And then he wants to tell me I'm building the collection. It's like, how about you get out of that one flavor and enjoy something else?
Who is actually buying all these flavors?
I am.
Oh my gosh.
Because you used to enjoy them too, but now he's so hooked on this one. Anyway, don't worry. Our marital affairs will not be put online. We will sort this out later.
This will be sorted out with another bowl of cereal tonight.
Which will, again, be the same flavor that he goes for every single time.
I like consistency in that flavor. It's got a nice little crunch to it.
We need to switch things up every now and then.
We will.
We will, because it's going to run out.
Yes. And then I'll switch to my next favorite one.
and then fixate on that one too. Either which way. Well, I know it's a funny joke.
It is a funny
between
joke.
Them.
And I think it's great that we can also have our little funny joke with cereal as well. So hopefully you out there as an audience can find your funny jokes with cereal.
And if you are not having cereal outside of breakfast, you're doing it wrong.
And this goes to other...
I'm telling you, there's something different about how a bowl of cereal tastes if you're not simply having it for breakfast.
And this goes a little further ahead. So we're going to ask you guys a little challenge. Think outside the box. Have breakfast for dinner.
I don't think that's very unusual. A lot of people have breakfast for dinner, but cereal specifically.
Yep, cereal specifically.
Okay, we'll leave you on that note.
On that happy note.
If you guys do have a favorite cereal, comment down below, because we would love to explore other different cereals. And even if you're in another part of the world, it is so fun to hear what other cereals are out there. And then we'll share our few favorite flavors maybe next time.
Okay, that sounds good. And I love this. And that's your challenge. Go find breakfast for dinner.
Go munch that cereal.
With your appropriate and loving cereal monster next to you.
In loving memory of the Munch Corner podcast while you're listening to us.
That's right.
Okay, thank you everyone so much. Take care.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Bye.